Appreciate you in the button. Welcome to the How to Hustle podcast with Hype. This is episode 121. You follow me on Instagram and Twitter at I am Hype. That's HYMPE. It's Hype. It's not hype. I'm not geeked up. Very special guest in the building. One of these in the building. Introduce yourself to the audience.
Jewel, aka Biggie, Amina, Celestine. There's a whole lot of names, and each one of them names represent a part of me. Um, yeah, Jewel is what I prefer though. Thanks for having me.
Copy that. She goes government on y'all. Assalamu alaikum, sis.
Wa alaikum salam.
We gotta start off right. Copy. We gotta start off right there first. Now let's hit the rundown. E Block Radio Network every Monday, 2 o'clock. E Block Radio Network Tuesday. GFT Radio Network at 2 o'clock. 216 The Blend on Wednesdays, 12 midnight, 8 a.m., 8 p.m. And then it's I Say Podcast Radio Network Friday, 10 a.m. West Coast was happening, Dirty South was happening. Even though I say it's South Carolina, so we down there. But we need to get a little more down there. Now, H2H Cleaning is my cleaning company. Roofing, plumbing, flooring, HVAC, cleanups, cleanouts, remodeling, and now power washing. If you name it, we kind of making it happen over there at H2H Cleaning. You need to be following us on Instagram only at H2H Cleaning so you can see all of that good work being done. Also, my clothing line is Custom Hustle World, Custom Hustle Co. on Twitter. We got the custom jerseys, the custom jackets, the football, basketball, baseball, hockey, the t-shirts, the collared shirts, the flip-flops, three versions of the sneaks. Yes, I have my own sneakers, three versions of them. The ones, the twos, and the threes. They're available in all colors. You name it, we can probably put it together. Um, but yeah, you get with us at Custom Hustle World on Instagram. It's Custom Hustle Co. on Twitter. Now, this is Both Sides of the Wall Part 6. If you read the description already, the female's perspective. We always hear about how the man how he coped behind the wall and how he adapted to life and all of that. We never really get the female perspective. So that's what we're gonna give you right here on the How to Hustle podcast, episode 120 with Jewel. And we're gonna kind of just break down all the episodes that we've done so far. So we're gonna start off with the kids, how you raise the kids. Again, shouts out to my man Kenneth Thompson. You know what I'm saying? Bro got the job that he talked about for y'all a couple weeks ago on the episode. He got the job with the city. Um, so let's salute him for that one. And shouts out to Strawberry Mansion United. Now, we did the episode with him and his son talking about the relationship of a father and a son, and how to raise kids through pictures and 10 minutes here, 15 minutes there. Talk to us about that from the woman's perspective.
So, for me, I wouldn't say raising them, staying connected. Yes, I stay connected by letters, by mail. I mean, by letters, by pictures, and phone calls. And not really phone calls because, like, those phone calls is like so fast. It's like it was like business. Like who's doing what, how like where the kid going, because I did have people. I was blessed to have people in place to help me with my children. So the phone calls was more like where they at, who because I couldn't do much, right? I'm gonna be honest. It wasn't much that I could do as far as financially or physically. Emotionally, yes. I do believe that the letters and the pictures meant a lot. But I want to say that, one of my children, my middle child, she really she was angry with me, and she really ain't had too much rap for me. Like on visits, phone calls, she really ain't have much rap for me. So like I said, like I don't think that I was in a position to raise to do much for them, because my mind is I'm doing time, and I'm taking care of me. I got to take care of me, right? So yeah, like I want to be honest and say that I don't want to take the credit. I don't want to take no credit for raising them while I was behind the wall.
My bad, y'all. I had myself on mute. Let me ask this first. How many kids do you have for the audience?
4. So I got 20, 29, 21, 15, and 11.
That nigga 29? God damn.
29, I had my first child at the age of 14. My second child, I found out I was pregnant. I was behind the wall, and for a short time, my mom had passed away. I got the phone. I called home. My mom had passed away, and going through receiving and all that. You see the nurse and all that. I found out I was pregnant with my second child. Um, then I had my third baby, and my fourth baby. I actually had him. I had him while I was behind the wall. I was handcuffed to the bed. And I had him, and I went away for 4 years after I had him. So like I had him and I went away.
Talk about that one right there.
So
How does what's the thought process to you giving birth? I'm handcuffed to the bed, and my baby gonna come out. I'm gonna hear the crying, and they gonna snatch him right away from. Talk to us. Describe that feeling in that setting to us.
so I want to say it was scary. It was very scary. It was lonely. Because my family is real small, but we connect. We always tight, right? So it was different because this was the first time that I had a child and nobody was able to be there besides the officers that I don't know, right? So it was lonely. It was scary, but my survival, the survival in me said, because me, this is the only child that I have that me and the father didn't have a connection, right? Because my story is, again, drugs and alcohol, right? So me and this is the only kid that I have that me and the father was not connected in really no kind of way besides sex. So it was like it was some people in place, to step up for him. So I kind of like threw the towel in. You know what I mean? Like, and right now where I'm at in life, I'm able to be honest with myself and say that. You know what I mean? Because I, I lived for a long time of what society expects me to do. I have to do what they think I do. So I'm his mom. So I should be, happy that I had a baby. I should be trying to get my son. I should be, but that didn't come until later on.
All right. So now this is where I lean on the experience of the episodes. Because talking to Rock, he was saying about, like you just said,
You froze. Oh shucks. It ain't my internet.
not no, we good.
Okay.
And like the connection with your kids is so sparse because, like you said, them calls is like a business call. You got four kids you trying to check up on. There's no way in hell I can get through everybody's day in just this 15-minute phone call.
And,
Um,
and my oldest son was like my partner, not my intimate partner, but my partner. Like I would call him and be like, okay, because before I knew that I knew that I was about to get indicted. So, and we was living in Section 8 housing at the time. So what I did was, I knew that if they came and got me while I was in the house was going to be gone. So he had just turned 18. So I took him down to the housing place and made him head a household and took me off. So a lot of the phone calls
that was
with
smart.
him, a lot of the phone calls with him was gas company, electric company. It was business. You know what I mean? It was like surviving. You know what I mean? Like, mom, how I do this and how I do that, you know, and
All
things
right, see,
like
hold
that.
up. Hold up, because see, you glossed over that one, and that's a part of the parenting. That's still parenting, even though, like you said, it's all about the business transaction. But some kids get through into the fire at 18, some get through into the fire at 11, some get through in at 8, and you got the responsibility of somebody else to make dinner or get from school or whatever.
Yeah,
So that's a joint like you kind of glossed over because, like you said, like that's just really the survival mode kicks in, but it's also parenting skills that you're teaching them how to pay a gas bill, how to pay
right.
electric bill, what do you do to manage all of that. What can
Mm-hmm.
this one eat and what can't that one eat? Where is somewhere to make sure you can get enough money to feed everybody? Like those are the things that are essential, especially once responsibility hits you and you wasn't prepared for it. It wasn't like he had the baby and now like he had to get himself adjusted. It was like, nah, mom put us in this situation, but that goes to usually the more responsible one. It ain't always the oldest, it's to whoever's the more responsible.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, salute to yourself for doing that and not even realizing that you did that.
Right. 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 Right.
Another
And it
thing
was
now.
more, and you know what, it was like I said, is survival, like thank you, right, because is it is a parenting skill, but again, society, the way society look at things, it what, but because of the life that I come up, the scheming and the scamming, right, and to some, it for me, it might now, then it was scheming and scamming, but now I can, it's a skill. It was a skill, right? That a much needed skill, right? That some I don't know if I want to say people with that, with a silver spoon in their mouth, or some people that haven't had to survive,
So let me
right?
jump in on you. Everybody's situation is different.
Yes.
Here on the How to Hustle podcast, we don't give a fuck about what somebody else decided that was
Okay.
cool for you.
Okay.
Um, as long as we ain't talking about like if you say you shoot, now we both Muslim, so you say you Muslim, you got to stand on the religious guidelines that you have been given. That means
Yeah.
we ain't having no ham sandwiches. You
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
understand?
Yeah. Yeah.
But you gotta do what you gotta do to make sure that you are the best person that you can be. And
Yeah.
that's not saying that you get to just take shortcuts, ignore situations and all of that. Because like you said, you come up in a bad situation, knowing how to hustle, no pun intended, is
Yeah.
a skill that you need. Like you
Right.
just said now, you put your oldest son, we don't need to throw his name out there. You
Yeah.
put him in a situation where he has to now be in survival mode. So needing to know how to hustle, how
Yeah.
to adjust, how to adapt. He needs to know that. He doesn't need to know that the little fork is to eat shrimp with.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
because
Yeah.
that's not the reality that everybody has. That's not the
Right.
situation that we all have. Everybody don't have a mom and a dad. Everybody
Right.
doesn't have a mom or a dad, or they getting raised by, like you said, little brother, big sister, or cousin, or whatever. Some people
Yeah.
just getting raised by the streets. So
Right.
you can't go off what the societal norm was, should be, or any of that,
Right.
unless you saying, like I said, I'm a, a Muslim, a Christian, or I'm anything, and I'm standing on this, then copy. You got to stand
Yeah.
on that because you said that. Other than
Right.
that, don't give me the societal bullshit. I don't fuck about that.
Right.
Not on this side of the wall.
But the reason why I say that is because I lived for a very long time the expectations of other people. That's why I say that.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So like then versus now. You know what I mean? Like I lived my life, like the name Biggie came from, I did things because that's what I thought that they expected from me. You know what I mean? For them to love me and care about me, or for me to be a part of. You know what I mean? So that's why I that's where I'm coming from when I say, society.
So yeah, all right. See, this is another thing. When we saying things on here, this is we don't know who listening to this shit.
Yeah,
So it's like I'm always just let's speak broadly to everybody because I don't know how it's gonna hit the nigga that's in Arkansas listening to this
yeah,
joint. We appreciate the 5 stars, bro. You know what I'm saying? Or
yeah,
sis, whoever that is, you know what I'm saying, that's listening to we don't
yeah,
know. But once you realize like you be in your young days, all the shit that you be doing be about trying to please everybody else because you don't know what you don't know. You don't know that like none of that shit ain't really gonna matter at the end of the day. Like
right.
this was something Bohr told me. It's like you don't even realize like you be trying to hit 5 different chicks just to impress your man. And at the end of the day, all your man is gonna say is, "Oh damn, you did. Was the yams good?" That's it.
Yeah,
He don't really care.
right,
Like it's not
right,
really impressing me.
right,
Like unless it's like, damn, we all wanted her. But at the end of it, it's just, damn, you did. Was it
right,
good? Oh, all right.
right.
That's it.
When the
Once you get to
euphoria is over, is over.
Yeah, once you get to a certain level of maturity, and this is the bad thing is that everybody doesn't get here. You
Yeah,
don't realize that I wasted a whole bunch of time worrying about what other motherfuckers think or however motherfuckers felt. This is why, like, you gonna say whatever you gonna say on this episode, and we're not gonna attack any of that. I don't know what somebody gonna say
Yeah.
in these comments.
Yeah.
We appreciate the
And that's
feedback.
okay, because
Yeah,
I'm
because
where I'm okay.
yeah,
I'm
we're not taking none
okay
of this
with
shit
it.
personal.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're
that's
not taking
right.
none of this
That's
shit
right.
personal. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
now,
I don't put myself, in situations where I can't be authentically me.
copy. And
You know what I mean?
this has been me since
That's right.
1987.
Right. Right. Right.
Now, all right, this is another one that we did. Relationships. How was it trying to hold on to a relationship, being on the other side?
Uh I can't say um that I did, that I tried to, because I come from a cold, a cold heart, like not even, like I'm gonna say, once I lost my mother, right? Once I lost my mother, I really didn't care about relationships, whether they were with a partner, whether they were with a female. What was important, one of the only relationships was that was important was my sister's. What she said, what her, what she thought of me, was she, how she was doing and how she was helping the kids and what she was doing. All of that mattered. Nobody else, no other relationship really mattered. You know what I mean? Yeah, what I, wanted to get mail from the niggas that I was screwing. Yeah, you know what I mean? What I wanted some visits, like my daughter father, I will say, out of all the, the relationships I was in with men, my daughter's father like rode out with me because he had the same experience. You know what I mean? So he,
Mm-hmm.
did what he could. I didn't expect anything from anybody. You know what I mean? Because again, the hustle in me was like, put one foot in front of the other and keep it pushing. You know what I mean? Do what you got to do. You know what I
All
mean?
right, this be the problem with some of the episodes would be like I know too much about the person and don't want to be putting everybody's situations out for the world to hear. So let's just talk about your sister.
Okay.
Because relationships can be a relationship with anybody. It
Yes.
ain't got to be an intimate relationship, especially once you're in jail. There is no intimate relationship. I grabbed your butt a couple of times
Yes.
on this
Yes.
visit. This is
Yes.
as intimate as we can get.
Yes. Yes.
I can't even walk you to the microwave to heat up these wings.
That's right.
So let's just talk about holding on to the relationship with your sister,
Mm.
like while you was in jail. What is
Hmm.
it that, because now, like you said, you're in a situation where I'm in jail. There's nothing that I can do except provide a listening ear or talk to you about whatever the hell is going on in my day, because my tunnel vision is just me. I don't see the electric bill, the gas bill, the cable man,
Mm-hmm.
or any of the pitfalls that hit whoever's home. All I see is me and what I got going on. How
Yeah.
did you and your sister hold on to that relationship?
Um, I'm not gonna say the phone calls. Um I'm gonna say the phone calls, I'm gonna say the letters, but most importantly, I think like I'm gonna say the tough love, right? Because I'm gonna say the tough love that, like she had people that she was talking to, that was supporting her, and they was telling her, you gotta let her, because I was a fuck up. I kept fucking up. I kept going back. I would come home and I would go back. I would come home and I would go back. Right. And she was my only family member. She the only person I had. So, she was tired. Right. She was tired. And it came to a time where she stopped sending me money, and she was like, I ain't coming up there. And when I would call, and her voice would sound disgusted, like it wasn't that sisterly love. It was like disgusted, like, yeah, here, your mom wants you. You know what I mean?
You just looked like her when you made that face.
Uh, you know what I mean? So it was like, I think that the acceptance of the tough love, because at first I was like, damn, she don't care about me no more. Like I went into a little hole, like I stopped calling and I stopped writing, right? But then alhamdulillah that, you know, like I was able to forgive myself a little bit, you know what I mean? And say, you know, she tired. You know what I mean? So I would start doing stuff. I would start doing extra, sending a card every week. You know what I mean? I would start doing extra, like, and doing stuff to show her that I appreciate her, right? And when I finally did start calling, and she would say, "Well, I'm gonna send you," and I would say, "No, don't do it. You know, I'm cool, right? I got a little job in here, and blah blah blah. Such and such might have sent me. You know what I mean?" But I think that it really didn't start until once I came home, because it my my children is what makes me and my sister really connect, because she got her ways and I got my ways, and my sister is, anybody that know her, she can get stubborn and she will cut a nigga off and shut down, right? So like the children, and I hope I'm answering it right. The children is what is like was like the glue. The children was like the glue, because if we wasn't speaking, we had no other choice but to speak because of the kids. You know what I mean?
So, see again, the intimate knowledge of these situations. That's how being bored situation be. It'd be like you can't let it really go so far because I know at the end of the day, she gonna want to call him. The kids gonna want to talk, and it's like we not gonna be on no dumb shit where the kids can't interact because we had an argument about nothing. So
Or
now
she might say one of the kids needs some, or where you put. I'll call and she'll say, "Well, where's the birth certificate?" You know, and then the conversation get a
yeah.
little soft. We start saying, "Well, I thought it was some. You sure?" Like, and even in that voice, that tone of voice, "You sure?" You know what I mean? That I gotta. You know, like she
So
listened to.
now,
You know.
excuse me, y'all. My bad. That one came out. So now this is why it's called both sides of the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Now I can't specifically speak for her, but this is being a person on the other side of the wall because you know me, I done dealt in these situations a billion times.
Mm-hmm.
Um, when this individual continues to go back and go back and go back, and it's like you've been taking all of these rides with them. It's like you don't see what I see in you. The
Mm-hmm.
same way that you just said, I had to forgive myself to understand like she's burnt out because I keep fucking up.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing that you have to realize is whenever you have a disagreement with somebody, we all everybody got their own minds, own thought frames. So you know we're not gonna always agree on every fucking thing. And it's
Mm-hmm.
like, what did I do to contribute to this person not wanting to fuck with me?
Mm-hmm.
What did I do? How many times did I put them in a bad spot? How many times did I now put my kids on them when they got their own kids to deal with?
Mm-hmm.
And I can't make it always about she's just on some dumb shit or he's just on some dumb shit. What's the role
Mm-hmm.
that I played in that?
That's right.
And like you said, if I'm gonna keep going back and keep going back and I'm not getting it, I can't get it for you.
That's right.
So it's like I've tried all that I can and you still not getting it. So like now I have to just say, fuck it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, my bad, y'all. All
Mm-hmm.
right, now here's another one. Because we're gonna circle back around. But
Okay.
coming home, when you sitting there, you know, all right, I got 30 days left.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have a plan? Did you execute your plan? Or did you just come home and be like, fuck it, I'm gonna just do it like I always been doing?
So most of my bids or going, I went in and out, in and out. I did small bids for a long time, right? But in 2012, when I had my son, I went away. I was sentenced to 48 months, 4 years, right? So I went away for 3.5 years. um so while at the end of my bid, when I did that, my date was to come home September 2015. So my plan was, I knew I didn't want to live my life like that no more, right? I knew I didn't want to keep coming back to jail. Um, so I said, I'm gonna get a job, because I could always get a job, but I wouldn't keep the job. I said, I'm gonna get a job. I gotta get my kids. I gotta get a job. I gotta get my kids. and I gotta get housing, right? So those three, I executed it, right? Came home 2015, did my time in a halfway house, did everything that I'm supposed to, hustled and bustled and did everything I needed to do. But when I got everything, it was like, all right, now what? So now so at that time I felt like, all right, so now I can reward myself. So I reverted back to using drugs because I thought, now I got the house, I got, I did everything I was supposed to do. I got a little job. I had the same job for a year now. I could do whatever I supposed, what I can. And I got caught up. I back out in the street, back caught up, kids back, everything back the way it was, the way it was. Then I got locked up again. So I was on supervised release. So I got locked up again in 2017. They gave me a year. They gave me 12 months for the violation, right? So this time going in was bad, right? It was bad, right? My last run was bad. I had never been in this predicament before. I had never period. I had never been in that condition ever. So February 4th, 2018, the day the Eagles won the Super Bowl, right? I'll never forget. I was in a fetal position at the roundhouse. Couldn't wait to get to FDC Philadelphia at 7th and Arch to get under the blanket and get some rest because I hadn't slept in days. So this time when I got there, I said, I knew for a fact that I didn't want my life to be like it was that day, February 4th, right? 6 months in, I was like, I know I'm gonna do it because I always had, the mind frame of I could figure it out. I could, I could do it like this and do it like that and da 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 da. Right.
I can out scheme the whole situation. Yeah.
Yes. Right. So the first 6 months I didn't, I really didn't have a plan. I knew that was going to have to get housing again. I knew I was going to have to get my kids because you got my sister in the ear. She tired. I'm tired. You got to get these kids, guys. But one thing that her and another person that's in my life that supports my children said, this time we're not giving them back to you right away. We're going to take care of them when you get out this time. They stay.
Hold on. Say that one more time.
We not giving
hold
them.
Up. Wait. Joel, say that for me one more time. Your drink cut out for a second.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear
You're
me
not
now?
giving the kids back. Okay, copy.
Right. They said they not
they
not giving the kids back. So I said, all right, I took that as, I'm gonna say, with prayer. It ain't had nothing to do with me, because leave it up to me. The lifestyle, not the drugs. I could give up. I was willing to give up the drugs, but I wasn't too fond of giving up the lifestyle because it was just in me, right? So
it's just all you know.
Right. So I was like, all right, bet that'll give me time to get on my feet and, take care of myself, do some stuff for myself. What I've done this time, right, that I didn't do any other time, was rely on a support network. Allow other people to help me. Take suggestions from other people. Know that my way don't work. Not saying that I don't have choices, right? And I don't have, but the only way that I knew didn't work. Try something different. Mm-hmm. So that is what I've been doing. And I haven't been back to jail, and came home. I did the year. Came home February 5th, 2019. So I haven't been to jail since then. I haven't been to jail since then. PP number has expired. Registration number has expired. Yeah. I was gonna keep going, but you probably got a question to come with that. But I just,
All right, I got.
I live a lot different than I did.
See, we don't. I don't want to go. I don't want to go to. I want to get. This is the thing about the podcast drive through. I don't want to go into extreme detail on everything because that's how you get the person back for another episode.
Okay.
Um, One more thing I do want to ask you about because I said we're gonna circle back to this one. I know people are thinking about this. What's the relationship with your kids like now?
Oh,
After you said I've been home
alhamdulillah.
for 4 years straight.
Alhamdulillah. The son that I had in prison has been home with me for 3 years. Um, um, me and my children, listen, um, our relationship is not perfect, but it's perfect. Alhamdulillah. Listen, it's perfect. Like my children, they feel safe with me, right? They know if they call me, I'm gonna answer my phone. They know if I say I'll be back, I'm coming back. Um, they starting to trust me, yo. That's heavy, right? That's heavy. They trust me now. Um, yeah, our relationship, and they talk to me, I talk to them. One of the most important things for me is being honest with my kids. There's no secrets. Ain't no secrets. Ain't no I went to school. They know I was booked. They know I was
Yeah,
away.
I never been one of those. Yeah.
They know, listen, and I had some experience with my daughter who's 15 now with her pick stealing, right? So, and I told her, I said, remember when you used to come see me? I'ma be coming to see you. The reality of it, right? My story don't have to be yours. That's one of my favorite lines for my children. My story don't have to be yours.
The one thing about kids is they don't understand that you was that age, you was that same size, like that they got all of that because of you or because of the circumstances and situations that you've had them in.
Yep.
And like everybody, just like we were just saying about you, I thought I was slick enough to be able to get through any situation. You think you slick enough to get through any
Can't tell me I
situation?
wasn't the best that ever
Um,
did it.
yeah, I'm saying that everybody's the hero of their story. That's what they always say, man.
Yeah.
And that be the thing about the kids though, is like they don't have nothing to compare it to because they don't have those experiences just yet. But
Right.
that's we're gonna stop it right there.
Okay.
We definitely gonna bring you back on to dive a little bit deeper into this situation because, like I said, we don't really get this woman's perspective of the situation. We
Mm-hmm.
usually always get the men. And so far, I'm on. This is part 6 of both sides of the wall. This is the first time I was able to get a woman to talk about being in jail. Shouts out to Sunny. I had Sunny on just talking relationships,
Mm-hmm.
but we couldn't get the woman's perspective from the other side of the wall. So let me say that I appreciate you for coming on.
Thank you for
And
having me.
one more thing before we go, because this is something that I like to throw at people. And somebody like you, I didn't even tell you this before because, like I said, again, I don't know how long I've known you, my whole life.
Whole life. Yes.
Um, when you hear my name, yeah, I just said, when you hear my name, what do you think? If somebody say, "Yo, you know the boy Hank," what would you say? What is the thought process that comes?
Well, the first thing I say, because I know you, right? The first thing I say is either Sabor, right? I might say your brother name, right? Or I might say Miss Donna, down the next block, right? The next block. And now, like as the years going by, Sierra husband, you know what I mean? Or the podcast, like all of that, right? The podcast, yeah, yeah. And as a matter of fact, speaking of, my daughter DM'd me like probably last week and was like, "I need one of these." and it was a jersey. It was somebody that we know with the jersey on that said Bonzo Street.
Oh yeah, we
I was
got
like,
those
oh
in all
yeah.
kinds
I
of
was like,
flavors.
oh yeah. I said, oh yeah, we gonna get them. I just be like, and and I definitely even want to get a jersey or a jacket. I just be moving and you know what I mean? Like I just don't listen. I be lifing. I call it lifing. You know what I mean? Life on life terms. I
Oh
be
no!
taking.
Shouts out to my man Nutmeg Nah. No Nutmeg Nah is listening. Life be lifing is the name of his podcast.
Wow, wow, wow. Yes,
Shouts out to Nine Big Beach.
yes, yes. So,
But
like we
all
on it.
right, hey y'all, that was episode 121. Both sides of the wall, part 6. Jewel, appreciate you for coming on. We are